Hey guys, Scott here, Pine Barren Craftsman. I'm just going to go over a little bit what I'm doing today. Alright, it's a little bit of a bumpy ride, so I apologize. So, my parents, with my advice and their own decision, they're going to come up here to Maine, and they're going to be looking for a place for the summers to get a little bit closer to me and my family. We moved, like we said, from Jersey, and seems to be a large group of people that are just fed up with the more congested areas of the country, and they're looking out to wherever in the rural parts. It's funny though, when you leave your hometown or your home state, you try to find like areas, because you obviously, most people, I think, if they buy a house in a town, they like the town. Some people grow up in the town, some people get a house in the town, maybe it's gifted to them, families, yada, yada, yada. But I guess the great majority of people, I think, they pick which towns they want to live in based on a lot of, decisions, whether it's the economy, schooling, maybe they like to do things that are in that certain area, hobby-wise, whatever, want to be by a lake, want to be by the mountains, oceans. We grew up by the ocean, so we like to go to the beach, I guess. I never really went to the beach that much. I hated sitting in the beach sweating all day, but I did like to go for other reasons. So I'm heading out right now to find a car. I wish. Find a house for my parents right now. We got an appointment with a real estate agent, and it's up to me to give it the eyeball. Physically, where the house is located, the land, how it's set up, flat, whatever, the survey lines, where the property lines are. Hopefully I could find those pins where they mark where the lines are. This is where we're going. Let's see, I'll show you. It's just hills, rivers and valleys and streams and lakes and trees and fields, right? Just basic countryside. And to get deeper into this, why it pertains to you guys while you're watching this video, maybe you want to know about Maine, right? My opinion of Maine is pretty much the one I've always had of it. It's that it's sparsely populated, which allows you to have, a little bit less stress at the traffic lights, a little bit less stress when you do things in your town office, and, the state has less people in it. So things are come a little bit easier, I think. But also, work in these areas are more scarce. So if you're going to come here, you got to kind of bring your work. But if you can do that, if you're blessed enough to have your own financial security, right? You're not relying on, working for some places, or you can make jobs for yourself and others. It's a great state for that. Is it going to stand out against another New England town, or another New England state? Probably. I mean, probably much all the same, but it might stand out to you a little bit. More remote, less people. We like little churches, The big question is, can you fit in? Like, this house is for sale. They already got a U-Haul there. They're moving out. Got a little pond. So where we come from, me personally, I can't afford a lot of these type of settings, large fields overlooking mountains and streams and ponds on your property. Like, this is way out of our financial reach, and it probably is a lot the same here for people that grow up here. It might be out of their reach financially. I don't know. So some people call it depressed. The state's depressed. There's not that much work, and people are on certain levels of income that's considered whatever as far as the average across the country. But I think that there's a quality of life that is better. Like the quality of life that you have each day, how happy you are, how hard you work versus what you make. A lot of people are into this homesteading thing. This is where you want to come, I think, if you want to have certain types of homesteading. Sure, there's a lot more warmer climates where you can have bees better, and, cattle and livestock can feed all year round on different fields, maybe, or a lot longer than the season than up here. So all that's got to be addressed. But I'm going to do this for my parents because they want to get closer to me. And I'm going to scrutinize the house for the value that we're paying for it. And hopefully it's a house that I could come and spend Christmases and holidays, and this way I don't got to drive to Jersey. Anyway, that's the story for today. I don't know if you guys care about it, but it's pretty much the whole state of Maine looks a lot like this. I mean, I've been around a lot. I mean, I traveled a lot in this state, looking at different towns, specifically looking at towns. Like, I could rattle off a ton of towns that I like things along the coast that are really pretty and high with the tourists, Camden, Rockland, Lincolnville, Bar Harbor, whatever. I've been all the way out to Lubeck, and there's lighthouses out there. There's a lot of towns I can't pronounce, but I kind of really, a Scarborough around Portland and those type of towns, and Kennebunkport, right? There's so many different towns like that, the name drop towns, but these little ones where you could still find a nice house with some property, but you're going to be by yourself. I mean, there's a ton of those towns. They're all the same to me. Probably pissing off a lot of people saying that, but there's towns that are depressed in a bad way, where maybe the downtown's boarded up because the mills closed down, and I think that's what's going on in a lot of these towns. The hope is that you could revitalize a town by moving there and paying taxes and paying into your value of your house, and not discourage the locals and try to change anything drastically where you're going to hurt their way of life the way it's been since they've been there. That's the hope. I think that's kind of what I took when I came here, is that I'm coming to a new state. I'm a guest. I'm never going to be a Mainer. My kid might be. I mean, he's going to be here his whole life. So far he's going to be probably more of a Mainer than a guy from Jersey pretty soon. So that's the story. Try to live together in this country, wherever we are. Love your neighbor like yourself, like your family, and everything will be fine. Hate your neighbor, put up a PVC fence because they got a tarp, throw your animal pet duty over the fence, and you're going to have fights, you're going to have drama, you're going to have resentment. Don't come to my town, take that back to where you came from. True, we felt the same way in Jersey from people that came from other places. Let's try to work together, I guess. Have a nice day. Merry Christmas soon coming up. Remember the reason.